What's up, guys? It's your girl W.E.I.R.D.O. So, I know it's been a while since I've kind of been on here sharing my stuff. I think it's just because a lot of stuff kind of happened since the last time I was really like sharing. I got in school. I did get into the HBCU that I wanted to, and then because of some misunderstanding and I guess paperwork, I ended up getting kicked out of my classes, which really fucking sucked and broke my heart a bit. So yeah, and it was for music, which is like optimum. But it's all right because I'm still a musician. I'm still gonna learn regardless. And now I'm, of course, in trade school. Benefits of being a veteran. But I guess I wanted to talk about as far as how I'm trying to move, and explain why I'm not always posting on social media so much. It's not like you really should care, but I guess I'm putting it out there because I feel like as an artist, you kind of have to put yourself out there and be vulnerable with people. And I'm trying to learn how to be more vulnerable with people, which is really, really hard. But again, when you're an artist, that's what you do in your music, and that's sometimes what you do in your videos. So here goes. So for me personally, I'm been thinking about the whole music route, and it's been kind of bugging me because it's just one of those things when you're trying to go for something that is very, very hard to obtain. You have to like look at reality and look at what it is. And it took me a minute because I was trying to, of course, figure it out myself. It's not like there's a manual that tells you the step-by-step process of doing this type of artistry and work. And that's pretty much what I was doing. And for me, I guess one of those things was definitely dealing with, really dealing with what it takes. And I was watching videos and, of course, trying to gain, like, how do I put myself out there? And the truth of the matter is, I realize is that it's pretty much damn near impossible. And I almost consider it like a money pit. You know what I'm saying? Because you're putting a lot of money, a lot of work, a lot of effort. You got to think about studio time. Or even if you were to build your own homeroom studio, that's going to cost like a good bunch of money because you have to be able to have, all your instruments, any audio interfaces, stuff like that, speakers, of course, having the right computer, of course, having the right program that fits you, that you can work with. For me, it's FL Studios right now. However, I worked with other programs, but for me, it was like really hard trying to figure that out. And I guess the reason why I thought of it as a money pit is just because you're putting so much money and effort into it, and the truth of the matter is that you still could not make it. Like, to make it, you really have to keep, being steady with it, which is understandable. And I, for one, am not super steady with it. But it is hard to be even super steady with it. And I realized, like, in me, like, if I want to do this the right way, right, for me to do it, let's see, to start off, to even get, some numbers, you got to put in a lot of money. And I'm talking about more than $1,000 worth. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Then on top of that, just having to, and this is for those who are trying to get in this business too, if you're really still for it, you know what I'm saying? This is a video that can help so that you know what I know. It's going to take over thousands of dollars for you to promote your stuff. And I'm not saying like little promote, I mean big promote. If you want to promote your stuff and have thousands of people see it, you're going to have to put big chunks of change. You really are. Then on top of that, you're also going to have to put yourself out there a lot. So that's going to open mic spots, that's going to different places. You're going to be spending probably close to 50 sometimes, depending on if you're going there, if you get drinks, whatever you choose to do, whatever's your leisure, you know what I'm saying? Just to do that stuff. Plus, that's not even considering gas. And even before I was into the whole lyricism thing, I was a musician. So I've been able to gig as a trombonist, and I've been able to gig as a lyricist. But I get paid more as a musician, of course, because I've been doing that for longer, I have more experience, more knowledge, and of course, it's not really hard if you have had at least if you've learned. I've been having trombone since middle school, so I really was school taught. But and of course, my choice to keep going after school was me. I chose to keep going. And trombone already is a hard instrument to get into because most times your artists are going to need drums, guitar, and if it's a horn, a saxophone, or a trumpet. You're never going to really need a trombone. It's rarely that you really hear trombones a lot in rap music. I kind of do that because that's the instrument I play. However, I've noticed that getting into the music industry, you got to put a lot of money. That's not even including possible scams. That's not even including dealing with people who will try to shake you, who will try to take your money but not really help you in the way that you need. Even if you had the large amount of money, you need to at least be knowledgeable in being able to use it. And that's something that I've learned, of course. And for me, I've been trying to figure out, because I come from a broke background. You know what I'm saying? Just like most rappers, I was not rich growing up at all. So doing what I'm doing, like when I went in the military, it was because free college, of course bettering myself, but free school too. Because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it like other people are going to get it. I don't have those opportunities. And that's just reality. But getting into this artist thing, if that's what you're going for, you know what I'm saying? Just be prepared for the money that you have to put in and the time that it's going to take. And I think that's, for me, is where I'm at, because I don't want to scam people. I don't want to sell, you know what I'm saying? Or to even, whether it be drugs or my body, I necessarily, though I admire those who get into stripping, that's not really what I'm trying to do, because at the end of the day, still, that can even become a money pit itself. But that's a whole different thing, and that's not me. So for me, it's just figuring that out. And I ended up going to trade school because I knew it would help me. I would get into the place that I needed to get so that I could get started. And pretty much that's what I'm doing. I'm getting started in my own little spot, and finally I could be able to play my instrument and stuff like that. But it was really hard because of things that I've had to deal with in life. And sometimes when you're not doing that extra stuff, it's hard. Now, of course, I've thought about creating my own little small businesses, and I still plan to. But again, those things also take time and money. So it's kind of like sometimes you're in a spot where you're like, oh, I want to do it this, but I got to do this, this, and that to get to that. And that's not the bad part. Knowing that, it's getting that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're in a place where you don't have it. And for a long time, I was traveling back and forth. And I guess in some ways, that's also why I'm taking a break. And I haven't been at a lot of spots doing music, recording, because I'm just trying to really get my funds up. Now, I'm not going to be able to get over 10 grand of funds up. You know what I'm saying? In less than a year. Let's be honest. Especially depending on the job I'm working, things can happen. People get laid off. People, end up moving, relocating. I just relocated not too long ago, but I still like to travel to Virginia on occasion and still do my stuff because I love Virginia. But this is just something that I've learned, and it's not me necessarily venting. Again, this is if this is to help you and this is something that you are considering yourself, even as a musician, trying to get into this type of field or this type of work, you have to be prepared to deal with those situations, to deal with having to have a lot of money, also being knowledgeable, being aware of scams and scammers. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I already wasn't judging of people and their means of getting it, how they got it, because I already knew it was hard out here from the get-go. But doing it myself after now, like it's been probably over 3 years now. So doing it myself and starting out, that I start recording in 2018. I performed once, like I think late 2018 or 2019. Didn't really start performing or going out as a lyricist until around 2019. So, and it's 2023 now. So, and I used to make, I mean I still do. I make my own beats. I make my own melodies on top of that, which is even more money because that's a whole different ballgame, getting the timing right. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that your instruments are in tune, being able to set time, and sometimes not even having enough time. By the time I'm done with the melody, sometimes that could take over 2 hours right there. So that's another thing, especially just getting it just right. That's a lot. So for my folks out there who are seeing this, this is not to discourage you. This is just to make you aware. It's to keep you aware and to show you and let you know that this is the stuff that you are going to have to deal with, and and this is the realness of it. And to be honest, I think that's kind of why I'm going the trade school route, because for me it's something that I know. I was lucky enough to get in the military and gain that experience. And even though it wasn't always my favorite, especially when it came to dealing with certain issues within that type of field at the same time, it's something that helps me make money. And if I stay the right path, I could, of course, get myself right and make money like that. Some people, they have their support, and that's a whole different thing too. Support. Not a lot of people have a lot of support out there. It's one thing if you're an artist and you have people who are down for you and will share your stuff and all of that, and that is sweet. But let's be honest, that doesn't happen a lot. And most times with support, you have to pay. Even with the people that love you, no offense, you'll have to still pay. So again, that is something to think about. But I just wanted, I guess, to put myself out there and show that I'm doing all right despite the changes, despite being able to really think about this type of thing, and if I still want to do it, and I still do. I don't think I'm ever really going to stop, but it just might not be in the same type of way until I'm at least situated. Whereas I'm in a good standing job that pays well, and I can be able to put out that type of money. And not only that, but even putting out money to invest and save and getting my finances right. And that's a big deal for me, and big ordeal. And that, for me, that comes above sometimes morale, because I don't want to be in a predicament where, I grew up broke, I grew up without a lot. That doesn't mean I want to necessarily be an adult without a lot, and I'm still young, so I still have the opportunity to change it. But I guess I just wanted to come up here and let y'all know what was up. And this is just really for artists who are really trying to make it. And if you are trying to make it and you have people out there who are for you, man, y'all support each other. Support. Because it's hard out here as it is. Even when I was going to open mics, I always supported other artists. Especially if you were good and you had a good message. I'm definitely supporting. I'll even put your shit on my IG. I ain't have a lot of followers, but still would. Because you just never know. Sometimes that's something what someone needs to hear. But I don't know. That's my rant for the day. I hope y'all have a good day. And just know I'm still striving. More music is coming out. I'm just stacking my bread, as I should. So if you ain't seen me, you'll see me again. It won't take forever. I'll be there. I'm just not gonna rush into doing something that I know takes time, and especially if I need to do step 1, 2, and 3 before 4, 5, and 6. So, but y'all have a good day. It's lovely seeing y'all, all that. W.E.I.R.D.O out.